This time, on episode 210 of Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D., we'll be talking about the Defenders' worst behavior, a rundown of the Marvel news, and your feedback.
I'm Chris from the Starling Tribune, a proud member of the Gonna Geek Network, just like the show you're listening to now. The opinions expressed are those of the individual host. Check out all the other great podcasts at GonnaGeek.com, and get ready because geekiness begins in 3, 2, 1.
You have been granted clearance by Director Phil Coulson. Stand by for S.H.I.E.L.D. debriefing. All information to be discussed here is classified and may only be discussed among agents granted clearance by the S.H.I.E.L.D. Director.
Now it's time for your scheduled debriefing. I'm Director SP.
I'm Agent Haley.
And I'm Agent Lauren.
Welcome to the Legends of the S.H.I.E.L.D., a Marvel Comic Universe fan show. This show is recorded on Thursday, October 19th, 2017, live from the Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. studios and broadcast universe-wide via www.geeks.live. Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a fan-based podcast on the ABC television show Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Marvel's the Inhumans. Marvel's Defenders on Netflix, Legion on FX, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and the Marvel Comic Universe in general.
Because why did Constantinople get the works? That's nobody's business but the Turks.
If you'd like to talk to us about Constantinople or Istanbul, you can visit our website, legendsofshield.com.
Is it Istanbul or Constantinople? You can tell us the answer at our voicemail line at 844-THE-BUS-1, 844-843-2871.
If you are a fan of They Might Be Giants and our podcast, you can find us at Facebook at Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. Podcast.
You can find all of us at Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. on Twitter.
If you want to leave us a message on our YouTube channel and see our smiling visages, you can go to youtube.com/GonnaGeek.
And remember, Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a proud member of the GonnaGeek.com network.
Haley, you're back!
I'm back! I survived.
Yay!
The last time we were recording, you were at 28,000 feet. Yes, that is true. I looked it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
actually,
really
I was
high.
probably sitting in an airport.
No, you are actually in the air at that point in time.
I don't think that's true, but okay.
That is totally true, because I know what time your flight left.
Creeper.
Just a little bit. Anyway, it's good to have you back and talk The Defender. Are you excited to talk about The Defenders?
I am.
Well, let's get into it. We're talking about the third episode of the first season. I hope it's just the first season of The Defenders, called Worst Behavior. Lauren, what's with the title?
So the first thing I thought of when I saw the title was, you know how it's like, okay, everyone be on your best behavior. Well, here people are on their worst behavior.
The Defenders don't really have a best behavior.
This is true. I mean, you'd kind of hope Matt does, since he has like a professional job, and you'd kind of hope Danny would, because he has like a sort of professional job, but no, they're all just kind of human disasters.
I think if you come into this having seen Daredevil and Iron Fist, you know that they don't have a best behavior either.
No.
Okay, so I got a question for you ladies. Who of the four of them had the worst behavior?
Ooh. Okay, well, Danny did just crash a professional meeting to threaten them. That's not great.
Plus, Danny also got in an argument with Luke.
Yeah. I think Luke probably had the best behavior. Luke is probably the one who is, like, the most sort of put together and...
in general, the best behaved.
Yes.
Okay, so that would put Jessica and Matt in the middle.
Yeah, Jessica...
I don't know, it depends on the day. Jessica can behave pretty poorly as well.
Yeah, we actually, I don't think saw her drinking once this episode.
You know, I will put Jessica below Matt this episode just because she disses his scarf, which is actually her scarf.
Yeah, but he was not wearing it correctly.
This is true.
He's wearing it correctly
Fashion
for
faux pas.
Matt.
It's a fashion faux pas. And
That's like seeing somebody take your jacket and then wear it as a belt. Like, yeah, it looks real dumb when you wear it that way. That's not how you're supposed to wear it.
Or somebody that's at a
Also-
wedding that takes somebody else's hat to put it on their head
And
to
makes it
take a
look
pic.
even better, but is still wearing it as a hat.
I feel like I'm missing out on half of an argument here.
I may have taken every hat that was at the wedding and worn it at some point.
Okay. But also, Matt, it does not obey the rules of the road here and climbs up a building. And then,
Yeah, I got a question about that, and we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Yeah.
But my question is, how did he not know she was there? Anyway, we'll get to that later. Haley, let's get into the creative team by starting with the director.
This episode was directed by Peter Hoar. This is Peter's fourth Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. appearance. He previously directed Daredevil Season 2, Episode 5, Penny and Dime, Daredevil Season 2, Episode 13, A Cold Day in Hell's Kitchen, and Iron Fist Season 1, Episode 10, Black Tiger Steals Heart. He has 19 directing credits going back to 2004, including 8 episodes of Grange Hill, 3 of Dream Team, 5 of Wire in the Blood, 2 of MI5, 1 of Doctor Who, 2 of Vera, 2 of Silk, 2 of Shetland, 9 Da Vinci's Demons, 3 episodes of Daredevil, 4 of The Last Kingdom, 1 of Iron Fist, 1 of The Defenders.
He's also produced the Da Vinci's Demons and The Last Kingdom. If you want to hear more,
both great shows.
yeah, if you want to hear more about Peter Hoare and his previous appearances on Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D., check out episodes 135, 143, and 201. Lauren,
Wait, did he also do The Man in the Box? 'Cause he
I
did 3 episodes of Daredevil.
He did do Man in the Box, but I did not have a record of him in the show notes, so maybe this is actually his 5th appearance.
Well, no, he has 4 previous. This is his 5th. He also did, what episode was that?
I don't know.
Season 2, Episode 10, The Man in the Box.
Okay. We'll have to look that up and put it in the show notes later. It will if you're listening to this later, it will magically be fixed in the show notes. Lauren, we had a couple of writers for this episode, didn't we?
Yes, we did. Our first writer is Lauren Schmidt Hissrich, who has 8 total writing credits, ever since 2004 for West Wing. This is her 5th Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. appearance. She's also done Daredevil, Season 2, Episode 5, Kinbaku, Season 2, Episode 9, 7 Minutes in Heaven, and Season 2, Episode 12, The Dark at the End of the Tunnel. And previously, we have talked about her on last Defenders episode, Season 1, Episode 2, Mean Right Hook. She has also written for The West Wing, Private Practice, Power, Do No Harm. The other writer is Douglas Petrie, who has 17 writing credits since 1992, and this is his 10th Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. appearance. So he has a whole bunch for Daredevil. Season 1, Episode 7, Stick. Season 1, Episode 11, The Path of Righteousness. Season 1, Episode 12, The Ones We Leave Behind. Season 2, Episode 1, Bang. Season 2, Episode 2, Dogs to a Gunfight. Season 2, Episode 12, and Season 2, Episode 13, The Dark at the End of the Tunnel and A Cold Day in Hell's Kitchen. And then he's done the first episode of Defenders, The H Word.
Just so
And we
you
also-
know... Oh, go ahead.
Now I was going to say we also discussed him in a news item when he was announced as a showrunner for the Defenders.
Yes. Just so you know, the entire series this season of The Defenders is written by some combination of Doug Petrie, Marco Ramirez, and Lauren Schmidt. Lauren Schmidt.
Yes.
Lauren Schmidt.
Yes.
It's
So
actually-
he's also
It's actually Lauren Schmidt Hissrich. She has.
he's known as both.
Yeah, I was going to
He is
say, I remember seeing her name a lot on The West Wing, and it was just Lauren Schmidt at the time.
Right.
Mhm.
She has since gotten married, and it's now Lauren Schmidt Hissrich.
Yes.
You're not going to tell me how to pronounce a name, Shooter. Start by.
No, I'm not going to tell you how to pronounce the name. I'm just going to say that her name includes another word, which I can't pronounce.
Okay.
Anyway, Douglas Petrie has also written for, if IMDb will load for me,
Buffy.
Yes. Well, he wrote 1 episode of Rugrats, 2 episodes of Course That Explains It All, screenplay for Harriet the Spy, 2 episodes of Angel. He was the story editor for 22 episodes of Buffy and wrote 17 episodes. Is actually credited on 55 episodes as, story editor, executive story editor. Just worked on Buffy. True Calling, The Batman, 4400, CSI, Pushing Daisies, American Horror Story, and of course Daredevil and Defenders. So the guy's done a lot.
He's also produced.
And he was Professor Normal in Dr. Horrible sing-along blog.
Yeah, that's right. And his acting credit, I think, is it his sole acting credit?
That is his sole acting credit.
Right. He's also produced Buffy the Vampire. He's also produced Buffy the Vampire. Buffy the Vampire.
Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah, okay. He's also produced Buffy the Vampire Slayer, True Calling, The Robinsons, Lost in Space, CSI, Pushing Daisies, Charlie's Angels, the TV story, American Horror Story, and Daredevil. So Douglas is the man as far as we're concerned. Actually, this is a great team altogether. We've discussed them before, obviously, recently, because they're all involved in these Defenders episodes, but it's just great to see it, especially in this episode. Somebody once told me, when I hadn't seen any of the Defenders yet, and I've only seen the first 3 episodes, they said, "Oh, you haven't seen the Defenders?" "No, I'm not, but the way the first episode ended, it was great." And they said, "Wait till you get to episode 3. This is episode 3. It was so good. So good, except for a couple of things, which we've already mentioned. So let's just get to that question that I asked before, as long as we're into it. So Matt Murdock is tailing Jessica Jones coming out of the jail or the police station. And then she starts tailing him, and then he tries to give her the slip. And in that process, he's scaling up a wall, but she can clearly see him. How did he not know she was there?
I didn't buy that part.
Yeah, me either. I did love the whole, first of all, we got a Stan Lee cameo. He was on a poster in that scene when she's walking by. And I loved the whole thing of them trying to out-tail each other. But as we clearly hear when the sound effects are focusing in, he's listening for the sounds of her footsteps. And I guess he doesn't hear her in front of him anymore, and then decides to go rooftop hunting. I don't know where he's going. I don't know what he's doing, because it's clear that he was following her.
So maybe the speculation is he was trying to show her that he had some sort of abilities as well, so that she might open up to him the next time.
I don't think so. Given the conversations and stuff they have later, I don't think so.
Okay. So
yeah, I think it's just I think this is like probably the one bad point of writing in the series. It's like they wanted her to find out his secret, and they didn't really do a good job of leading you to that moment.
And now she's got to buy
done something like. If they had done something like he hears, it's later in the day while they're walking, but of course, since the series takes place over like 3 days, they don't really have time. But if it was later in the day and he hears the sound of a crime taking place and then does that, I would have bought it better.
Or if she had like set up a camera somewhere because she was trying to figure out what his thing was.
Yeah. But as it is, it just happens to be her. She's like, I'm being tailed. Why is my lawyer tailing me? I'm going to lose him and tail him, see where thinks I'm going. And then he goes down the alley. She takes this picture of him climbing.
And now she needs a new camera because Matt just ruined it.
Rude. Again, bad behavior. Worst behavior.
Yep.
Why was this such a great episode for you, Lauren?
Oh, okay. It's the little character moments that come from these people being introduced to each other. We have the interplay between Matt, just her completely shutting him down at every opportunity. We have the start of the interplay between Luke and Danny, when Claire and Colleen sit them down in the dojo and they're like, talk it out, talk. Like they're a couple of little kids. And we have them starting to try and figure each other out by talking. We have Alexandra sort of opening herself up to Elektra, and we find out a little bit more about her. It's just that discovery through conversation that I'm really liking. We find out, like, we already know about these 4 characters due to their individual series, but we're seeing them sort of come at sideways.
I loved seeing the band get together in the elevator for the first time ever. That was awesome. They're like, Matt says, who are you guys eventually? Even though they just literally saved each other's lives multiple times during this great fight scene, which we'll talk about later. But I loved the band getting together. Haley, what do you remember from this episode as being like a key part that's just your favorite?
The fight.
The fight. Okay, we'll get to the fight. So we've got Danny Rand being an idiot. The entire episode.
Okay, I'm sorry. I forgot about the important Danny is an idiot to set everything off.
He's an idiot with Luke, even though Claire's like, you guys got to talk. And he's just an idiot about it. And then he decides, oh, I'm 51% owner in a major corporation. I don't have to fight. I don't have to be a warrior. I can use my connection. So he goes into Rand Corporation. And Ward is not there. He's traveling the world doing something. I don't know what, but he's doing that. Maybe it was
the
just
actor was busy that week.
Yeah.
They just didn't want to pay another actor for this show.
That too.
So
we have too many already.
He goes in and talks to this woman who I've never seen before in Rand Corporation and asks her, oh, I need your help. I need to find the hand. And you could just see the terror on her face, and he forces her to do it anyway, even though she knows the hand could be watching. Danny
your help finding this super secret ninja organization.
Danny could have signed her death warrant like that. I mean, come on.
I love, by the way, that scene. He's like, I need to find the hand. Okay, let's just assume that the secretary is going to know what he's talking about here. Because again, super secret ninja organization. It's like going up to somebody and going, I need to know the address of the Illuminati. And them not going like, what
are you talking about, crazy person?
The bookshop, the occult bookshop downtown. What are you talking about? Instead of, the secret organization that runs the world, because like they're just going to give out their address.
The hand, is that like a massage parlor?
Right? If somebody said, hey, I need the address of the hand, first of all, I would think it's some sort of sex thing.
Because
a happy ending massage parlor.
You do? Yeah. Okay.
Or, again, a massage parlor. Or generously, someplace that sells rings.
Oh, could be.
Very generously.
So Danny gets the address to the Midland Circle, as everybody else does along the way. And then he goes there, marches straight up to the CEO boardroom. And none of these people are over 30 in the boardroom. I'm scratching my head going, no, not in New York. Sorry, not going to happen. Not this big of a corporation without any old people in the room. They're all ninja warriors. You know that going in. There's no tipping a hand off there, pun intended. It is all just ready for a big boss fight. And he goes in and tries to threaten them. Duh, Danny. They're not going to be threatened.
So I did want to talk about the whole sequence leading up to this. We have Luke and Danny, whose main conflict going into this was Danny's like, I need to fight everything where I see it. And Luke's like, I know these people, these kids that are being recruited. They're just trying to feed their family. You are this guy. You were born rich. I mean, even if you had never had this destiny, you still have more power than pretty much anybody out there. Just because you are a rich white guy with, just all the power in the world right now. You would have been a billionaire even without the plane crash and everything. You could fight, you could do anything you wanted without lifting a finger. And yet you're down here beating up on poor black kids because it makes you feel better. Which is, by the way, one of my main issues with superhero stuff. We need to have supervillains because otherwise, I mean, Batman could generously be described as rich white guy beats up the mentally ill. You need to have supervillains because you don't want your heroes to be just people who are going up and beating on your neighbors. They need to have somebody who is equal to them. And Danny, right now, has not been going up against his equals. So he decides, you know what? Luke was right. I'm not in Kunlun. I don't have these like mystical things right now. I could actually, go out and fight against. I know the Hand has this corporation. Let me try to do corporate warfare. The thing is, he doesn't know how to do corporate warfare. Corporate warfare is not go into an office and say, I'm gonna beat you up. That is not corporate warfare. Corporate warfare is waiting for Ward and Joy and then discussing this with them and taking their advice and doing things slow in backroom deals.
He mentions that he's not a very good businessman. He does mention that.
He does mention that. And that should have been an indication of wait until somebody better than you comes back and can help you.
Yeah, call up Jerry maybe.
Like, if I wanted to do something that I am not an expert in, I don't go out and try to do it. I find somebody who's good at it to help me.
You at least watch a YouTube video first.
Exactly. It's like right now I'm trying to learn archery. I'm not going out there alone just like, what's this arrow doing? No, I go out and find a friend who's really good at archery and like, help me learn how to hold this thing so I don't cause a horrible, horrible tragedy with this weapon.
Okay, so Danny's in the boardroom and then all of a sudden Alexander comes in and she is amazing. She's Sigourney Weaver. She cannot not command a room. It's great seeing her. And she's like, oh no, I want you alive. I'm not going to kill her. And then the fight begins. And Danny's doing a decent job holding off 20, 25 ninjas or something like that. But finally he gets...
Boardroom of ninjas.
Yeah, the boardroom of ninjas. Finally gets pinned down to the boardroom table. And in comes Luke Cage.
Which I still don't know what he was doing there.
No idea.
Did like Colleen call up Claire and be like, my boyfriend is going to do the stupidest damn thing. And Claire's like, so her boyfriend is going to do the stupidest damn thing.
When he goes into Cole's mom's house and she is told that Cole is dead, he's putting the lottery tickets up in the shoebox. In that shoebox is a wad of money with Midland Circle taped around it. So
I forgot about that.
I believe we told you to remember that name.
Yeah.
While we were talking about Iron Fist.
That scene was so heartbreaking, by the way.
It was. And you knew it was coming, too.
You did. And something to note, that kid, the last scene where he's talking to him, he's wearing a yellow shirt, just like Luke. And he's talking, when Luke and Danny are talking, and Danny's like, well, you're not in jail either. And he's like, no, not this time. That kid is basically just, you're supposed to see, I think, how life could have gone wrong. This kid, Luke sees himself in that kid, I feel like, and that's one of the reasons he was trying to protect him. That and because his sister and brother had died and just all this other stuff. So we see that yellow shirt and we see Luke in the yellow shirt. I mean, that visual connection, I think, is supposed to be there.
Right. So Luke comes in, he saves Danny by just throwing people around. And Danny knew he was bulletproof, by the way, right? Because there were talk before, and that's why he's hiding behind him? Okay.
Yes.
Hides behind him, but it's too much, and eventually Jessica Jones and Matt Murdock come up the stairs and the elevator together, and they have this tremendous hallway fight.
The hallway fight. Jessica, of course, is there because the architect who killed himself last episode was an employee who built a building for this company. And she was there trying to figure out what's going on, who was threatening him, and Matt has been tailing her. And he's like, you can't be in here. Bad things are going to happen. And the way up, and when he hears the gunshots, that she's like, how do you know that? I just do. So, of course, he starts running up the stairs, gets to the top step. The elevator opens. Out walks Jessica. You look like an idiot in that scarf. I love that.
And they have a tremendous hallway fight. Elektra goes after Matt and eventually wins, but then Iron Fist comes in and literally disintegrates her sword that is going to kill Matt with his Iron Fist. And then they escape in the elevator. So it was all just an amazing scene. And I don't think, even if the fight wasn't as good as it was, you would have been like, oh, they're together. It's so great. But the fight was good too. So it was all just great.
Yeah, the choreography was really good. And we have Matt recognizing Elektra.
Yeah, by smell. Because it's not creepy, guys. He has super sense. Although I'm wondering why he didn't sense her earlier from her smell. I think that would have been ingrained in his mind a little bit more.
Well, I was thinking about it while I was watching, and he wasn't expecting her. He thought she was dead. And there's certain your mind is kind of built to trick you. So you could be seeing something right in front of you, but if you're not expecting to see it, you're going to ignore it. Look up the gorilla trick on YouTube. People were they were told, count how many times, they're given a video, and they're told, count how many times the basketball bounces. So they count. And then when the researcher comes back, he's like, okay, how many of you noticed the gorilla in the video? Somebody in a gorilla suit had walked in, just kind of wandered around the scene, and then left. But since they're so intent on something else, they didn't notice. It just wasn't relevant. And that's the kind of thing your brain does to you. With him, I think because his sense of smell is so sharp, and because your sense of smell is so very intrinsically linked to your memories, that's probably why it just kind of ticked.
Okay.
Because if you notice, he doesn't notice until there's a break in the fight, also, when he's not as distracted.
And the whole reason why they didn't fight each other in the hallway is because Luke knew Jessica, and he went, Jessica? Hey, and they had a little moment.
How have you been? Long story.
Before the horde of ninjas come in and start to try to fight him. Although it's kind of funny. Ninjas are coming in all over the place and nobody blocks off the elevator shaft. I mean, I guess.
That's the first thing you think you want to do is cover the exits. But I guess they don't teach that in the Hands Ninja School.
See, Alexandria was sick from school that day in Istanbul. Or is it Constantinople?
Istanbul. Again, with the Alexandra was really there.
Yes.
The name change happened I'm going to Wikipedia this.
Oh, you don't know? Interesting.
I don't, actually.
All right. Well,
not off the top of my head.
I think I have a date in mind, but I don't know if it's true, so I'm not going to say it. But the one thing that we need to talk about in addition is how Stick escapes at the beginning of the episode. Haley, how did you like Stick cutting off his own hand to get away?
It seemed predictable. Like, I think if you know anything about Stick at this point, you know he'll do whatever it takes.
Is he going to get that hand back? I think it's gone forever, isn't it?
The hand's
or is
got
it
the
like
hands.
Deadpool, where he's going to have like the little baby hand?
The baby hand. The size of a spork.
Goes back
It's
after a
going to
while.
feel huge in this.
And that's the first thing you think about? Okay.
Just saying.
We need to talk about Elektra too. Elektra coming back and being reborn and not remembering her true self or her past self or whatever. That was gruesome, awesome, and heartbreaking all at the same time. Haley, what sort of emotions were you going through when you saw that?
I mean, I wasn't completely shocked because, you know, I had seen trailers and stuff and I expected to see her. So I'm also callous and unfeeling.
And we had already seen her. This was a flashback to many months ago. Mm. But I guess the point is that she didn't remember her. I guess I'm a big thing for the memory, which is why I don't like the end of Chuck when Sarah forgets all their time together and stuff like that. And she doesn't remember who she is. She asks Alexandria, who? She hardly remembers language. And all she can ask is who, because she wants to know who she is. And then she's forced to fight. And that's the only thing that she remembers. An empty vessel just fighting ninjas and killing them. Literally killing them by the hordes.
Yeah, that's some training right there. And by the way, Constantinople was in use through 1922 as part of the Ottoman Empire, although Istanbul has been in use since the 10th century.
Right.
So
I was close. I was going to say 11. I was going to say 1162, but
well, then you would have been wrong.
I would have been wrong, but I was close.
What's new?
That's fair enough. I love this episode. It was great, mostly because of the band coming together, but it was well written.
I really loved just the imagery of Elektra's rebirth sequence. It is very literally a rebirth, and you have Alexandria there being her new mother figure. It's kind of twisted. It's
very twisted.
It also kind of reminded me of the Battlestar Galactica Cylon's coming back.
Yeah. Well, again, it's this. Oh, by the way, I don't remember if we commented on it during Daredevil, but I was looking up what the writing on that sarcophagus means. It's apparently kanji for like rebirth or resurrection.
Oh, I just figured it was something from the Goa'uld.
And yeah, just the look of it's very reminiscent of like blood or amniotic fluid. And of course, Alexandria through this whole series, I want to say she wears shades of white and very neutral tones. It's
I wouldn't know that.
Very striking, very, very striking, especially compared to Elektra's very red and very dark costumes. Like Alexandria's above the getting her hands dirty now.
I think I've seen a couple of her outfits a couple of times of flashbacks, whatever, which is fine because, you know, you can reuse clothes, especially after a few months. Take them to the dry cleaners. It's fine, folks. But it is striking, her things. I just didn't know what her dress was going to be like for the remainder of the series. Like you gals have seen it. I've only seen up to episode 3 right now. Of course, completely hooked from episode 1. Can't wait for the next 5 episodes. It's going to be fun indeed. Is there any last words you want to say about the episode, Haley?
The fight was really cool.
It was indeed. Because it wasn't one contiguous scene. It wasn't like the first hallway scene where it was really 2 cuts, but it was just one long cut. But it was great the way they cut back and forth. There was the only quick cuts, by the way, were the ones that Danny was involved in. Go figure. But the rest of them were great. And I didn't see too much of Jessica actually fighting the ninjas. I think they were trying to protect her from that because I don't think she's that good of a fighter. It hasn't been established in this universe yet.
She's a brawler.
Yeah.
She's
a brawler against ninjas still doesn't really cut it all that much unless you're talking about her super strength, just saving her, I think. So
just grab a ninja, throw him into another ninja. I mean,
I think that's what happened right? here. Yep. Or put a ninja through the wall or yeah.
Just throw ninjas around, ninja party.
As long as you can just keep it to one on you at a time, that's fine.
Ninja rave.
But it was Lauren's all about the ninjas right now. Lauren, was the ninjas your favorite part about the episode? You want to talk? Any last words about the ninjas?
My favorite parts were the slow character moments, the conversations. But I really did like that fight scene, the four of them fighting together. It made me happy. It made me happy in my soul.
And I did like Matt's comment at the end, but it was kind of misplaced because he did know about Jessica. So he should have assumed that there were other people. And wasn't Luke in the news?
Matt was too busy wallowing in grief.
or guilt, the Catholic guilt.
Grief, guilt, just he's wallowing. He has much wallowing to do.
And if it's not on the iPod, I know Danny doesn't know anything. He doesn't even know what YouTube is to watch some how to be a businessman videos. All right, next time we're going to talk about the Inhumans, season 1, episode 5. Something inhuman this way comes. It hasn't been out yet. It's going to be tomorrow night, and really looking forward to getting that episode done with. And then next week, Thursday night, we're going to talk about The Defenders, season 1, episode 4, Royal Dragon. So stop by Sunday afternoon to talk about the Inhumans and join our The Inhumans therapy.
So I will say, I think Inhumans got significantly better after the pilot.
Right?
Well, it got better after episode 3, but we postulated that after episode 4, it slid back a little bit.
I mean, it's still not as good as The Gifted, but...
Oh my god, The Gifted is so good, you guys.
Is it going to be on the list? Because I've only seen the pilot.
Yeah, just as soon as there's an opening in the schedule.
All right, I'll start watching it then if it's on the list. If Haley has deemed it on the schedule, we'll go
Maybe
ahead.
this summer. We'll see.
Okay. So stay tuned, folks. We'll try to fit The Gifted in somewhere. And I was thinking that there might be a little hole to start, but that hole closed, and we'll get into that in a second. In the meantime, if you like geeky type content like we have on this show, we are actually part of a network with a lot of other quality geeky content, including podcasts about podcasting. Right, Haley?
That's right. We have more than one podcast about podcasting, but the one we're going to talk about today is Undaunted. Owen J.J. Stone is undaunted. What Owen J.J. Stone lacks in dedication, he makes up for in sage advice. From marketing yourself to recognizing what consistent means to you. Owen shares more ideas in a 30-minute span that you'll find on any Vidler video.
And to know what a Vidler video is, you'll have to tune in to Undaunted, Owen J.J. Stone.
So, we start this week with a little bit of criticism, but it's not from us. David Fincher is criticizing Marvel.
Yep, he has been promoting his new Netflix series Mindhunter, which I will watch once I have some spare time. And he took a swipe at Marvel Studios, saying that there's a very large talent pool of people who don't feel there's much for them in terms of sustenance working for Marvel. And then he said, I think that if we can make a playground for them that is thoughtful, adult, interesting, complex, challenging stories, and figure out ways to pull them into it, there's a chance at something that isn't lassoed and hogtied by 3 acts. And there's something else that doesn't have to be 22-minute, half hour, or have a cliffhanger. I think it's an exciting time. So I get what he's saying, but at the same time, it's like, how did the subject get on Marvel? Because I guess it's because it's Netflix and Marvel. Mindhunter is on Netflix and Marvel also has stuff on Netflix. I don't know.
Maybe he was approached by Marvel at some point in time, but...
I cannot see David Fincher doing a Marvel movie. I mean, the closest I could see would be him doing a Jessica Jones take, but that's it, really.
Maybe
that sort of dark crime thing.
Right. So maybe he put in for something, or they approached him on the periphery and it just didn't work out, or maybe he's just got a thing against Marvel making all the money. Because, when you've got a very successful, I was going to say franchise, but it's more than a franchise, a very successful intellectual property across multiple media streams, people are going to start taking pot shots at him. So, and this is...
I don't think it's that. We've talked before about, Edgar Wright leaving Ant-Man and Oh, geez. Ava DuVernay leaving Black Panther. There's some directors who've been brought in, and it's just because it's such a huge universe and they want to tie it all together. Marvel has a very specific vision on what they want. And it doesn't really, if you are the type of director who wants more creative control, it really isn't the place for you. You need to be willing to be sort of hobbled. Okay, that's within this framework.
That's fair enough. I know Jon Favreau has said he probably wouldn't be able to work in the constraints of the Marvel Cinematic Universe today as he did at the beginning, because basically he had no constraints on him when he did Iron Man. So now he would have constraints on him. And he has come out, I can't remember the specific article, but I remember we talked about the fact that he was like, maybe not. I don't think it would work. So I could see that. Okay.
So we've been speculating for a few weeks now about what's going on with The Punisher. And we finally know. We got a little new teaser trailer or new trailer, and we finally got a release date.
Yes. Okay. So this just came out today. The trailer is fantastic. And again, it's set to Metallica's One, which is a great song. And at the very end, they release the date, which is November 17th. Yay!
So a couple of things here. First of all, it's a month away, so that's great. Second of all, that's why we're not doing The Gifted, because that would come right where we might have a opening to do The Gifted, but it closed. And then third of all, I might, because we on the schedule, I think, do the 7th episode of The Defenders on the 16th. I might watch the 8th episode and the final episode, and then actually watch a Marvel Netflix series on the opening weekend for the first time ever.
What matters is this?
Because I'd be all caught up, thanks to Haley.
Do it.
Okay, we'll see about that.
Well, okay, the last episode of the last time we podcast about the Defenders is actually not until November 26th. So will you be able to catch up on Defenders in time to watch The Punisher? That's the real question.
Well, that's what I was talking about. If we do the 7th episode on the 16th, then I will be able to watch the 8th episode.
Okay, but we don't do the 7th episode until the 19th.
The 19th.
You're off by a week.
Okay, so this is the 3rd episode on the 19th of October. On the 26th of October is the 4th. On the 2nd of November, it's the 5th. On the 9th of November, it's the 6th. So,
no, because Thor Ragnarok comes out.
So that Haley just dashed me. I won't be able to watch it.
Don't question me about the schedule, sir.
Yeah, Haley makes the schedule.
Haley.
I had to pull up my phone and I'm like, but wait, the 16th is a Thursday. The 19th is a Sunday.
Yes, because at some point we finished the Inhumans, but...
Yeah, and Thor Ragnarok is out on the 3rd. Yep. Which, oh my god, you guys, that's in like 2 weeks.
I know, right?
Oh god, I'm so excited.
I just got my Thor Ragnarok Marvel crate today. It's pretty exciting stuff, guys.
Yeah.
All right. So a little bit more Netflix TV news. Mike Coulter is talking about Iron Fist and how he will be in Luke Cage season 2.
Yep. So Mike Coulter said to blackfilm.com, there are people that love the idea of heroes for hire. When people saw the Defenders, they thought the relationship was good between Finn and I, and they're curious. They want to see more of that. He'll bring some fresh blood in the new season, and I'm hoping that people will respond to it well. We're teamed up for a bit. That's the whole point of bringing the flavor to it. I can see how this works. That's what's good about it. We're giving people what they want. And let's see. Yeah. It looks like Jessica's not going to be in his series, but
maybe in the future.
Yeah. We'll see. But I will say that I like Danny better with the other Defenders than I like him on his own.
Oh.
So I'm willing to give it a shot.
He's been the weakest part of this entire series so far, but we'll see how the rest ends up. I haven't seen it. I know you ladies have, but I don't know. I'm I'm not hopeful, but maybe.
We'll see what happens. I like him better in Defenders than I like him in Iron Fist, but that wasn't a real high bar to clear.
And if somebody would ask me today, by the way, do you need to see Iron Fist before you see the Defenders? I would actually say no. Before I saw it, I was like, I don't know, maybe, but now I'm like, no, you don't.
All right, so that's it for the TV news. Now into the movie news.
It's still TV news. Oh wait, no, you're right. It is movie news.
It is movie news.
I was looking at the wrong news article.
It's Black Panther, and we got a new trailer and poster.
Oh my god, this happened on Monday, and I am so excited. Have you guys seen it yet?
I have. The ships are awesome. The tech is awesome. His suit is awesome.
The trailer is set to Gil Scott-Heron's, it's a remix of Gil Scott-Heron's "The Revolution Will Not Be Televised," which is, by the way, an awesome song that everyone should check out. And it is so good. Everyone looks amazing. Michael B. Jordan might be the first Marvel villain that I just completely fall for because he looks so good in this. Everyone looks amazing, but just damn. I am so hyped up for this, and you guys can't be February yet. I'm just so excited. The suit looks great. Okay, the Black Panther suit with the sort of more purple effects, and then the Killmonger outfit. I guess he's going by Golden Jaguar in this because, let's face it, Man-Ape was super racist. But it's the Black Panther suit but with gold accents and them facing off against each other. You guys, I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
And you just can't hide it?
You beat me to it. So you're so excited. You're so excited. Are you so scared?
A little bit.
So Lauren teased this earlier with her reaction to my segue. But we're looping back to some TV news with the announcement that Big Hero 6, the TV series, is getting a premiere date.
Yes, we talked about this ages ago. Remember Big Hero 6, the Pixar movie?
Yep.
And how it is actually a Marvel property?
Yep.
And it's getting a TV series? Well, that's launching. Okay, there's a 1-hour primetime movie that's going to be airing on Disney XD and the Disney Channel on November 20th. And it's called Baymax Returns, and it's going to have a slew of shorts and previews, and then in early 2018, the actual series is going to start. Kind of like how DuckTales had the 1-hour TV movie, and now we're actually getting the series. Which, by the way, check it out. It's fun.
I've heard that. Although Monday night, as we record this on the 19th of October, Monday night the 16th, actually it was midnight on the 15th, Sunday the 15th into Monday the 16th. Star Wars Rebels premiered with a 1-hour, 2-episode premiere, and I've watched it several times because I wanted to make sure I caught it all, and it's good to see it back, but also the previous Monday night, we haven't had a chance to talk about it, the Star Wars trailer came out as well. So
my heart.
Haley had kind of referenced the anger or the scared part of it. That was one of the things that Luke said in the trailer. And
no, I was referencing the old Saved by the Bell bit where Jessie was so excited
because she's on like caffeine pills because they couldn't do speed for TV then.
I see. Well,
except didn't the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air episode come out around the same time when Carlton accidentally takes speed?
I'd have to check the years, but yeah, probably.
Okay, let's get back to Star Wars because that's Marvel related. Yes, Star Wars is important. So, Lauren, are you able to talk now after seeing it 20 times?
Okay, well, first of all, once again, here's my Porg son. His name is Curious Porg. And, okay, so I love everything about that video. I have so much to say. Snoke, Rey, Porgs,
Leia,
Poe.
Dude, if Kylo kills Leia, we riot.
Ice foxes. I am so excited for this movie. I am going to be watching The Force Awakens. Maybe.
Do you already have your tickets for the premiere?
Yes, I bought the tickets right before the trailer. Like I was like refreshing all day.
We've got like center seats for Alamo Drafthouse.
Oh, nice. I don't have Alamo Drafthouse tickets because I'm going to see it right after we record that day.
Yep.
Okay.
I think I have to double check. I might be skipping that day.
We might have to reschedule that recording.
Let me check.
If we reschedule, it'd be on Tuesday.
Okay, yeah, I am skipping that day because my tickets are at 8.
Okay. So we've got some great Star Wars stuff coming up and can't wait. Did you see the Rebels premiere?
I have not because just need the other residents of the house to sit down and watch it with me.
Yeah, I get it. It'll
I'm
be
talking, of course, about my cats.
Oh, it'll be a good 1 hour for you. Can't wait for that. All right, so that is it for the news. We're going to move on to this feedback.
So we're going to start off with some kind of awesome feedback from Twitter in regards to the live tweet that I do for Inhumans. Mortis himself, at Bridger Zadina, actor Bridger Zadina, tweeted in response to the Mortis, how sweaty is Mortis in a full body suit in Hawaii tweet. Y'all have no idea.
It's something that you've been talking about since we first saw pictures of them filming in Hawaii, Lauren.
Right? And so I didn't notice that at first. And then Christy at Adonna Girl said, "Did you notice this?" And I looked and I'm like, Actor tweeted us. Actor noticed us.
Yeah, so Bridger,
if we were saying good things about this guy's character.
Bridger, if you ever want to come on, give us a voice, hit or something, that'd be great. We would appreciate it. In the meantime, just keep on tweeting back with us. We'll love you.
Maybe I'll try reaching out to him. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
We've also had, speaking of Adonna Girl, she retweeted an article from comicbook.com from us saying there's only one word for these: Excelsior. Pop Funko is finally making Stan Lee cameo pops. So they're making figures of his cameos from all the Marvel movies. I'm looking at the pictures and
how many cameos has he had in Marvel films? It's not just the MCU because he does cameos.
All of them.
Yeah, so
but a lot of them are like in on the street ones, not as memorable.
Right. So it's probably got a couple dozen, if not 3 or 4 dozen right now. So yeah, that'd be awesome to have little Pump Funkos from all of them.
Okay, there he is as like the general in Captain America. There he is with glasses in Guardians of the Galaxy. You know, the old guy that's talking to the young girl. There he is as the security guard in Winter Soldier. Those are the 3 that they're showing. I don't know if they're going to do more. But yeah, Stan Lee cameo pops. And then, at Born to Eat Bacon has sent us a tweet. Okay, so if you ever follow Born to Eat Bacon, he posts really, really funny pictures of his collectibles in little story poses and stuff. And this one is, he's watching you. And it's a picture of the Punisher action figure with shoving some guy in a suitcase holding a gun. It says, Punisher comes out November 17th. Choose wisely. This guy chose Justice League. Don't be this guy.
Guys, yeah, not doing good.
To which Mr. Paraclete said, well, that escalated quickly. It's the Ron Burgundy gif, but
right.
It's great. And we have a YouTube comment.
We do.
We do, from our last episode. From Narryantics. This podcast is the only reason I watch The Inhumans too. Lucille Ball was a genius and a boss like Medusa. Peace. Thank you.
Right, because we were talking about Desilu Productions.
Yes. Because we all love Lucy. And you should too.
Because it was I Love Lucy Day when we recorded.
Yeah, that was how we got on the subject. I was trying to remember.
And you slept since then, so you couldn't remember.
Exactly.
I'm learning. It's only taken me 210 episodes, but I'm learning. All right. Due to prior commitments and agreement, we are going to take an elevator ride and ride this one out. Woohoo! We're getting caught up on the Netflix shows. Yay, Defenders is awesome. Thank you very much, listener, for downloading this podcast. We really appreciate your patience, as it has taken us a little bit of time to get this podcast out, but it is worth it. It is so worth it.
Thank you for everybody who's gotten a hold of us, whether it's through Twitter, YouTube, if you feel like calling. We just love hearing from you. The live tweets, by the way, you guys make it wonderful. Thank you for sending us links that we may have missed. I completely missed the Stanley pop figure thing. Just thank you so much. We really appreciate it, and we love you guys.
Yes, thank you to everyone that sends us any kind of feedback, whether it be a voicemail, Twitter, Facebook comment, YouTube comment. We love it all. We will take it all. Thank you.
Indeed, we will definitely take it all. And with that, until next time, I'm Director Stargate Pioneer.
I'm Agent Haley.
And I'm Agent Lauren.
See you all next time. Bye!
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. If you want to leave us feedback, go to gonnageek.com and you will find all our contact information and other shows. You can also visit legendsofshield.com, where you'll find our complete archive of podcasts. The music heard on this podcast is by Kevin MacLeod, found at incompetech.com, and also artists on pond5.com and audiojungle.net. The opinions heard on this podcast are those of the individual hosts and do not represent Stargate Pioneer Productions, Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D., or Gonna Geek. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is the property of the Disney Corporation, Marvel Studios, and ABC. No infringement is intended. Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. is copyright 2017.